Check 1, 2. They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, they trying to kiss me. Rum and nerdy, kiss me 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 rum and nerdy. You're taking the hobbits to Isengard. You're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
You want to play? I'll play. Kiss me rum and nerdy, 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 kiss me rum and nerdy. This is the way. Ready program. Let's go.
18 times 2.75. I did the math. That actually works out.
School's out for ever?
Well, like in another week. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
And this is episode 3.18.
You got to screw something up. Might as well start early with the
Box
season
checked.
number.
Box checked.
It's all downhill from here.
When was it not downhill?
I don't know.
I see you rattling ice over there. What are you doing? What do you got going on?
I'm remembering to freaking pour the rum first thing. And this is the fancy non-dirt smelling ice too. So
And you're not even foleying that.
I'm not.
You're just rattling around in the Yeti cup.
No, I'm. So much of this ice is stuck together. It makes it awkward to dump it in the glass.
Well, your face is awkward.
What rum are we drinking, Greg?
Zaya 16. Noise.
And there we go.
Noise. So I hope everybody enjoyed the recorded in advance episodes, and today's intro was a suggestion of Dave.
Yeah,
Demo Dave.
We may have been complaining about what the hell are we going to do for our other numbers, and he's just like, hey, here's a bunch of songs, and we're like, well, on the one hand, we were trying to stick to movies. On the other hand, we got nothing for 17, 18, 19, 20, so yeah.
Well, he sent us like a list of 6 things deep.
Yeah, we're like, hey, you know what? We're using all of these, so thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Noise. So, and you know what? He also pointed out, he noticed and completely got the reference to the Sopranos post-credit outro thing.
Oh yeah, with the song and everything. That was freaking hilarious.
So he called that in that email. So glug, 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 glug.
My favorite part about that is we weren't planning to do it. I just stopped talking, and you hit pause and said, "You know what? Fuck it. That's where we're at. That's what we're gonna do."
Yeah, it was fun. So it's been a couple weeks since we've recorded. I mean, we had episodes on time, but it's been a couple weeks since we recorded because I had the big walkabout.
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, that happened in the fall last year too. Although this year this time we planned for it and recorded, because in the fall, like, we went over 2 months. We went like 1 episode in 7 weeks.
Yeah, it was kind of rough.
Yeah,
it really hurt our season 2 numbers.
It did.
Although let me just say, Zaya and Coke is really good.
It is.
And this is
That's solid.
Zaya and Zero. Ooh, the double Z.
Double Z. Zzz.
Anything worth drinking is worth giving a lame name to.
ZZ.
ZZ. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
ZZ. Well, that sounds like a Star Wars character.
Or at the very least, a Star Trek character.
Zed is actually a Star Wars character.
Is it?
Oh, not Zeb.
Zeb. Yeah.
It's close.
And then there's Yub Yub.
Yub. And Jar Jar.
Nub Nub.
Yub. Nub. Jar Jar. These are all things. So tell us about your trip.
Oh, okay. So started out, flew into Zurich and traveled down to Rust. Looks like Rust, but it's pronounced Rust. Rust. Germany.
Mm-hmm.
For Europa Park. And I tell you, it's kind of funny. Staying at a hotel, Hotel Bellrock, which is one of, I don't know, like 7 or 8 hotels there on property, however many it is.
It sounds like it borders Mordor.
No, it borders New England. There's a lighthouse that, like a 5-floor lighthouse that each floor is a room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And it's like we get there and sit down to get a light lunch, and because we got there early, so it's like, okay, I'll just get a light lunch.
You got a light lunch in the lighthouse?
No, just on the little patio there by the lagoon that they had, and ordered the clam chowder.
Okay.
As one does in New England. It wasn't bad. But we kind of sat down, and I'm looking around going...
When I think Germany, I definitely think clam chowder.
Right? Well,
Germans are known for their clam chowder.
That's why I was sitting there looking around going, these motherfuckers, this is cultural appropriation. But then we go get German food, and so it's fine, whatever.
Over there, they just call it food.
Yeah, exactly. And there was some really good. There was really good food. But we get in. Went to this steakhouse, which was funny. Our buddy Chris got Chris from the 100th episode.
Yeah,
he got his steak. He had the fillet, and he ordered it blue. I've never heard of this term.
I have heard of this term.
Sub-medium rare.
Yep.
It's like, hey, literally sear the outside and bring it to me.
Yeah.
I want the middle cold and raw.
Uh-huh.
And holy shit.
It's like steak sushi. You have to have a good cut.
Yeah.
But ooh.
Yeah. Well, and I say it's weird, but then I've had steak tartare, so whatever.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't call it weird. It just you have to have the right cut to order that. Yeah. You're not going to do like I'll have a T-bone and order it blue. No.
Yeah.
No. That sounds awesome though.
Yeah. So it was a really good place. The park, Europa Park, freaking amazing. Really, really good. As a host, they really, really know how to do it up.
I've heard that about Europa Park because they host a lot of TEA Europe divisional events. And
they're very supportive of the organization for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was great because and this comment will speak to how awesome they are. Right. So there was a budget set. Everything was agreed to. It was anticipated it was going to be cold and rainy the entire time. Mm-hmm. So they had built into their budget renting tents and space heaters and all this other stuff to keep everybody dry and warm. Mm-hmm. And they didn't need to rent any of that at the last minute. So they're like, awesome. Since we don't need to spend that money on this, we're going to give it back to experience. And they added to it and added to it and added to it. So it was like this, it was like outside of state, which was wonderful. Great content. The EME board, Europe and Middle East board, does such a good job putting this together. And it was value add. So Wednesday night, or Wednesday during the day, we got to go do the Mac factory tour and look at where they manufacture rides. I would love to be able to talk about it, but I can't. What I saw there.
It's the way most of those backstage tour NDAs signing specialty events go.
I will say
for those that don't know though, Mac rides, they're huge in the roller coaster and water attraction ride. They do flume rides and all sorts of stuff.
Been around forever and ever.
Yeah, almost every theme park you go to is going to have a Mac ride in it somewhere. And Europa Park is a park that they started to showcase their own product.
Yeah.
How do you demo a roller coaster? I know, let's just build it, let people ride it. We'll turn that into a theme park. So it's a brilliant experience all around.
Yeah, and it's really good. There's some stuff there that's like, well, that's kind of cheesy, and the other stuff there that's like, wow, I've never seen anything like this. So,
they won a Thea. Was it last year for that? Well, they win Theas all the time, but they won one for the experience with the. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like you're on a. It's a suspended coaster, but you're sort of on a flower.
Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That looked amazing.
Yeah, it I did not ride it, but it looked really, really good. The back issues and all.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it was a great park. It was fun. They have their versions of things. Like it's clear, like someone's like, wow, we know where this was inspired from. Pirates of Bavaria. Okay. But the scenery was really, really good.
Well, I should hope.
It was kind of fun that you get towards the end and there's this scene with an animatronic Roland Mack, who's the patriarch of the company.
Yeah.
And so he put an animation of himself in the ride. And there was an Easter egg, too. In the queue line, there was a door with a knocker on it. If you hit the door, there was a like the spy hole, like slider cover.
Yep.
And you see eyeballs behind it, and it is his eyes.
Oh, cool.
And he just looks around and then slides it back shut.
That's fun.
So there were some really cool things, little hidden things, but it was a great park. The Wednesday night we do the opening reception, which was fantastic, and then we do and actually what it was is at one of their hotels next to Rolantica is their indoor water park, which is freaking cool as well, but I'll get to that. We and actually we probably don't need to make a whole episode, so I won't. I'll paraphrase on some of this. But
Okay.
The Wednesday night reception was there, and they have this new thing called Eat Adrenaline, like adrenaline, but with the word eat.
Okay.
And you're in like a chair, this nice little leather chair with these two little tables, the higher one and lower one. Lower one's got a glass water bottle with a glass straw in it, so you can just have water. But you walk into this room, and actually all these seats are covered. It's a group of 16, and there's wires on the fabric,
Yeah.
and it floats up into the air, and it kind of flutters. So it looks like a jellyfish kind of thing,
Okay.
and a lighting show around you, and they say, "Oh, sit in your chair." So you sit down, and there's this disconnected voice that's like, "I am the AI that is blah blah blah." And then what happens is these doors open up, and the chairs and the table drive into the next room with you, like the whole time. You're just sitting in this thing. So you're in this room, and there's this big LED wall and sounds, and like you're underwater, and slowly you raise above the water. But when you're there, and they're talking about sensory and food and using all your sensors to experience food, this tray opens up out of the table with your first food experience. These tiny little bites.
Yeah.
Then you go to a next room. The next room's called Taste. The first thing you do, you go in, they line everybody up around the outside of the room, and everything's pre-programmed and choreographed. All these chairs, they know where each other are, and the chairs lean back, so you're looking at the ceiling in the video, and it's honeycomb with all this dripping honey, all this media above you, and then you smell honey, and it's so they bring out this little tray that sets up. There's 4 little things on it, and they say when it lights up, take that little dish and eat it. So the first one is it lights up, and it's a sweet thing, and you're looking at this imagery, high like 4K imagery of honeycomb and honey, and you smell this, and it's the most visceral thing ever.
Huh.
It is so cool. But and it continues on. You go into like this Asian sushi bar, and they've got people behind you having sake and a dumpling and sushi and different, so that's umami. You're getting umami, and then you go into another thing that's like a spaceship thing. They lean back. You're looking up at the ceiling as you take off from the Earth, and you're floating around the outside of the Earth. Go into another room that's planets, and then you go into the final room that's desserts, and it's just really cool because you're sitting there looking up at this light show and this ring of media above you, and all of a sudden the ring lowers down, and your desserts on it, and you're kind of sitting around it. So it's
Interesting.
It absolutely fantastic. They're talking about bringing it to the U.S. So
really, an eating experience? How can you not bring that to the U.S.?
It's going to be quite expensive. I think it's going to range from $2.99 to $5.99, but the $5.99 is like champagne and very expensive alcohol paired with it, and
Yeah, for $600 a head.
well, that's the experience we were treated to.
Wow.
And I can tell you
that was the ad. That was the added experience.
no, that was originally the plan.
That was part of saying.
That was part of the plan. So everybody rotated through groups of 16 all night long, and it was amazing.
Cool. That's super cool. How was France?
Oh yeah. I went from there to Puy de Fou.
Which I've always wanted to visit this park.
Yeah, if you don't know about it, as we talked about a little bit, and you and I had said, it's kind of like Renaissance Festival meets Broadway, and it's actually Renaissance Festival meets Broadway meets Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, it's a big. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big orchestrated.
Yeah,
thing.
They have some walkthrough experiences. They've got a lot of shows.
Yeah.
No rides. I say that, and then they have a flying theater.
Yep.
But their flying theater is actually like 3,000 people, and it just the whole audience rotates while they tell the story around you.
Yeah, it's not a ride for a ride's sake. It's a ride instead of making the stage rotate out for different scenes. They just rotate the audience for
Yeah.
your different scenes.
Yeah, it's that was a really cool experience. Like the first one that I went to, it's this medieval show, and you go in, and the bleachers are just freaking logs, sit on logs and everything, and you're watching it, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be a jousting show, and I turned to my host because I was a guest of Puy de Fou, and I turned to my host Olivier, and I was like, hey, so the jousting show, right? And he goes, yeah. And says, so I see that there's buildings back behind. Like, is that another show? Is that, you kind of use like this environment to do several shows in? And he kind of smirks and goes, no, just watch. And we're sitting there, and it's like, the spring festival and jousting competitions and all this like choreography, and then, oh no, the bad guys are coming. So then there's these fight scenes that progress, and finally, as the fight moves inside the castle, the entire hundreds of foot long wall lowers into the ground. And it's like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and now you're inside.
Yeah, and you're looking at it, and there's this it's the big courtyard with the tall building castle keep thing in the back. And at the end of it, that castle, the entire building rotates 180 degrees because more shows happening on the back side of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't see that coming. That's weird.
That's awesome. Did you do the World War I trench walkthrough thing?
Yeah. And as we went through, they said the Puy de Fou, there's always the most important thing is emotion. Mm-hmm. And they said that so many times. The most important thing is emotion. And I came out of there near in tears.
Oh yeah.
It's
that was the I think I've told the story before from that World War I walkthrough experience they did. They won a THEA award for it when it came out, and the guy from the venue was there speaking through a translator, and they talked about the park overall. They talked about the attraction, they played a little video for it, and everybody in the audience, it was the TEA summit, so it was the case study day.
Yeah,
everyone's like, okay, this looks very intriguing, and Kyle, the guy, Kyle, stands up and like kind of at the end of it, and he's like, no, you guys don't understand what this is, and he's like, no disrespect to anyone here, but let me walk you through this, and he then he explained in great emotional detail everything and how it works, and by the end of it, everyone's like, holy crap, that's amazing. Yeah, we didn't get any of that from the video or the translated Q&A. Like, oh man.
Yeah, they have another one. There's two different walkthroughs. The other one is on a not famous French explorer ship captain, and it was like, no, we found this guy. Because they research about actual French history, and they found this guy that actually was significant in the exploration of the world and trade and opening up trade for France, but he wasn't well known. So we're going to tell this dude's story in a walkthrough, and they do that. And this person had explored some of the most harsh conditions ever. And at one point, you're going through, and they've got the floor static, so it's a walkthrough, but the walls and the ceiling are all on this gimbal that rocks like the ship is rocking, and you're looking out the window into this maelstrom storm hurricane of huge waves. There's water dumping through the ceiling, and you're like, holy shit, other than the floor being static, you feel like
yeah.
And again, I'm using this term probably too much on this, but it's visceral.
Yeah.
It's you're like, holy shit, this would have been terrifying. Mm-hmm. You've got cranking cold, wet air in, water's dumping through and you're like, you stay on the path. You don't remotely get wet.
No.
But you're looking out these windows, and it's like, whoa, this is crazy. And it's just really good storytelling. But again, the most important thing is emotion. Yeah. And they know how to do that. They nail it. And they were great hosts too. I spent from 9 a.m. to midnight with that. Rotated through 3 different people. Mm-hmm. The last one was one of their show technical developers that is responsible for the nighttime, not the big nighttime show with the 3,000 person cast. They weren't doing that. They only do that 28 nights a year.
Yeah, you can't do that every night.
No.
It's insane.
No, the cast is bigger than the town this park is in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. But
like they I think didn't they start their own school on property because all of their child actors like no, you come here and then you can act and then you go to school and everything just right there all in one.
Yep.
Massive facility again because it's bigger than the town.
Yeah. And it's all about that community and that region of France and just amazing people.
Nice.
But went from there. I got to go to Disneyland Paris.
Have you ever been?
I had not.
No.
I'd never actually been in Paris, but I've been to France many times, but I have not been in Paris.
How'd you go to France and not? Well, because you go to Southern France.
Yeah, South France.
Yeah.
But that was the funny thing. Is like I can now say I have been on every Disney property in the world.
Fun.
Finally checked that box. That only took forever.
Did you do the Nautilus walkthrough?
No. Isn't there one that took? I did the. There's a thing at Tokyo Disney Sea I did that I thought.
So they have it at Disneyland Paris as well. I don't know if it's been removed, but it's a walkthrough experience where you actually go through the Nautilus. So you kind of walk through the different rooms and they have the window with the squid and the stuff and because they have a nice their Tomorrow World is steampunk themed, so the Nautilus is just parked there. So in front of a much better Space Mountain.
I was there mostly and took a look at Avengers Campus.
Okay, Avengers Campus, that's cool.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
With the new expansions that they had recently opened up.
Did you see the dragon under the castle?
No.
Oh my god.
No. I had very limited time.
It's like my two favorite things in the park.
I know. I had very limited time because I had to get to my train to take my train to London, which is where I finished up. And not a lot there I can talk about. There was a lot of business stuff that I can't talk about.
Yeah.
I will say that I saw there's a murder mystery train experience.
Oh yeah, you were talking about
dinner theater kind of thing. That
and you did that?
It was fun. The show was great. The performance was great. Sets and visuals were subpar. Would be giving it credit.
So as far as a train experience is concerned, it's like you're going to eat in this hallway.
Yeah, no, it's basically the food was not fantastic, and like looking out the windows to the media of the countryside that you would go by, looked like it was done by the Minecraft team. And I'll show you later. I'm not kidding. But then randomly at the time when you're eating, you're like all of a sudden you're just out in the ocean on a train, and periodically you would pass these ships, and it was always the same ship on either side, so you would just
at the same time.
Yeah, and we're
one's going backwards because they're the same piece of media.
No, they had them synced as they went by, and the whole group was like, "No, this is completely unrealistic that you would go through the like." And I'm like, "No, it's realistic. You can't see the top of the ship. This is a catamaran. This is the world's biggest catamaran, and we just went under it." And they're like, "Okay, now it makes sense. Totally makes sense." But the performers and the show part of it were very fun. We laughed
awesome.
a lot. And like one of the performers, this French woman, comes up and she's interacting with her table.
Air quoted French.
Yeah, well, because she wasn't French.
Yeah,
she was.
But
a caricature.
Was she obviously not French or just?
No, but it was it was obviously a caricature of a French woman from the 1940s.
Okay.
And she goes, "Oh, what do you do?" And we're like, "Yeah, we work in the themed experience industry, doing like various shows and experiential stuff." And she's like, "Oh, I don't know what that is." And she just went into this whole like, "Oh, please tell me more about what this is themed experience," and it like she really camped it up.
That's funny.
But they were a great show. And then on we went to this weird ass bar.
Weird. I love it already.
Yeah. So one of the guys we were hanging out with is like, "Yeah, there's a place near here. It's an absinthe bar." And we went there and I got an absinthe pina colada. And we're just like, at morbid curiosity, this is going to be terrible. And it was one of the best freaking drinks ever.
Seriously.
Oh, we're like, yeah, we'll take the rest of them. Wow. We bought them out of this drink.
Do you have the recipe?
No. They wouldn't give it to us.
God damn it.
No.
Let me see if I can find one online.
Oh, it was so good.
I have a bottle of absinthe. I just don't know what the hell to do with it.
But as long as you have 2 drinks and you pay this fee, you can go to this obscure museum in the macabre, museum. And there's like mermaid skeletons and it's like packed full of weird oddity things. The whole thing was like a sex dungeon meets Ringling, a little bit like the old Ringling. Not
It's like Ripley's Believe It or Not. After dark.
yeah, yes, that's exactly. So so that was really really crazy. And then of course our buddy Josh had to go and get middle of the night McDonald's. Yeah. Nailed it. Get one of everything on the menu so we can try it all.
Yeah, and then he'll explain to you why the sweet and sour sauce is different here than it is in Hong Kong. It's different thing. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
I love Josh.
Yeah, he's great fun. And then it finally went and saw Moulin Rouge in the theater district in London.
Cool.
And it was fantastic. I really appreciate they updated. The set was great. Mm-hmm. The audio left us wanting. Whoever's mixing the audio and the audio design wasn't fantastic, but the songs from the movie they updated it with current music.
Oh, cool.
Into it, and they did a great job. It was a really fun show.
Nice.
Did that with Josh and Chris, and
and
then flew home and went straight to your birthday party.
Woohoo!
Which was fun.
Yeah, you were mildly zombified there.
I think I fell asleep just sitting there.
I'm surprised you didn't have Riley drive you all the way up.
Riley was working.
Oh, was
he?
The
intent was for him to take me up there, and he was working.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Well, that's super cool.
Yeah. And you had take receipt of some of the Legos that I wanted for Lego Day.
We talked about. I followed your instructions in the.
Yep. And you got the coin.
The emailed thing. Yeah, I got the coin, which is cool as hell.
Yeah.
I need to post a picture that you took of all of your Lego haul from the 4th.
Right.
Because that was a pretty impressive photo.
And I brought you back this.
Ooh, what is this?
That is the infused rum that they serve at Puy de Fou.
Puy de Fou. Oh my gosh. Punch a rum?
Yeah. That one I think has got, is it pineapple and pear? There's a couple things going on in that thing.
Yeah, it looks like pineapple.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool as hell, man.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to do that here or save it for another episode, but that's going to be your call.
I say we save it for another episode.
Okay.
Because we should put some effort into this.
Yeah.
This is deserving of the full beans.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, man.
So that only took like 25 minutes, but that was my trip to Europe. I will say speaking of Lego.
Yeah.
So with all the Legos that I bought this year, because it was double points for Star Wars things, I had spent about 16,000 points to get discounts on things, and in the process earned a little over 10,000 points for everything that we ordered. So, or everything I ordered, because I didn't get points for the thing that you did. So I was in the Lego store, the flagship store in London. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I wanted to order that they did that the website ran out of is the Executor, the Superstar Destroyer, the micro scale. Here it's a $70 thing. There it was £60. And so I go there and they have it. I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to buy it. I have these points. I went on my phone online and I redeemed points for $50 credit. And I went up to the register and I'm like, yeah, hey, I got this code. And they're like, well, that's only for online. He says, but it says here, it says online or in store. And he's like, oh, I don't have, let me get a manager. I apologize. And he was super nice. He went and got a manager. The manager comes over and he goes, yeah, here's the thing. We can do that, but we have to we ring it up through your points and not through the certificate after. So since you've already redeemed it, we can't do anything with it. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll just, when I get, that's fine. And they're like, no. We'll just take $50 off.
Done.
What?
Now they do 50 pounds or $50?
They took 50 pounds off.
50 pounds off. That's like $75 off.
62.
By the way, that's a win.
Yeah. But I basically, for 10 pounds, I got this, what would cost $70 here. I got it for 10 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah. And there it is.
It looks pretty cool. Already built, already sitting up on your shelf, as Greg casually wanders over there to give it to me so I can drop it. Ooh, you know what?
It's actually pretty stable.
You know, one of the things I like most about this is the micro Star Destroyers circling the micro Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so in scale, those are about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bit bigger. Certainly taller than a quarter.
Oh no, it's a $50. I'd give it a $50.
Yeah. So that is, for those who don't know, the executive. That's Darth Vader's ship.
Yep.
And it's basically about the size of the island of Manhattan.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, put that anywhere.
I just knocked off the little Darth Vader tribute plaque.
Oh,
I'll get that later.
that little 40th anniversary.
Yeah, the little 40th anniversary
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. But that's like that's a cool detail. It's a fun looking piece.
No, it's a great little piece. Do you follow? Because I don't know what social medias you necessarily follow. Have you seen all of the micro Star Wars kits that people make? Not kits, but micro Star Wars things that not. Let me back up. Micro Lego set pieces that people put together, where it's like
the mocks.
No, it's like 1 to 4 pieces of just tick tick tick. Hey, it's Jaws. Tick tick tick. Hey, it's it's absolutely hilarious. They try to make movie scenes or recognizable ships or robots or stuff, and they try to make it and show it off so that it's identifiable as that thing, but it's with the fewest number of pieces imaginable. I'll find some and send them over to you. They're hilarious.
That sounds cool. So I'm not going to go crazy into this. I'll see if I can get this off easily.
Yeah, because dissecting Legos is pretty action-packed for a podcast. Okay.
No, so this big panel comes off.
Yep.
Here's what's interesting.
On the inside?
Yeah.
What do we got on the
Now,
inside?
it's mostly nondescript, but you see here a collection of the single dots doubled up.
Yeah.
There's a double black one, and then these 6 down here.
Yeah.
That's Darth Vader and the Bounty Hunters.
Oh!
And then he's like, no disintegrations.
No disintegration.
That is a little hidden Easter egg on the inside of the set
Oh, that's hilarious.
that you have to disassemble it to see it. It's not like the window opens. You have to take it off.
Yeah.
Doesn't function for anything other than there's Bosk, there's Boba Fett, there's
IG-88.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool as hell.
yeah, little random things that they do there just for the super fans like me.
Oh, that's neat. That's super neat.
Let's see if I can put it together without fucking it.
I mean, I've already dropped chunks on the floor, so.
I got it. It popped right back on that panel.
Doink. Oh,
Done.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah. So
I approve. You're quickly running out of space for Legos.
well, it's a good thing that I have like an office now at work that I can take some of this shit into. And I'm going to redo the shelves upstairs, especially with some of the things that I got this year.
Cool.
Redo some of that. Sandy's like, you should get boxes and put them away and then rotate through them.
That sounds like an awful idea. I don't know if I buy off on that one
No, I think we just need a bigger house.
at all. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't that a George Carlin bit for your stuff?
Oh yeah. Where you
You need a bigger house for more stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I got a lot of sets. I don't know, there was a lot of them. It should take me, I don't know, I'll probably have everything put together by the weekend. Now, I say that, but
It feels like something you do.
well, it's like, I've been back coming up on a week, and I've only built 3, which was this one, and then the 2 freebies, a little the Death Star 2, and then the little tiny X-wing. So I haven't gone nuts. The other thing is, like the Superstars. This is like 630 pieces, which is 1/10 of the pieces of the Razor Crest, the UCS Razor Crest.
Which
One's bigger than the Falcon that I built.
Yeah, that one looks awesome.
The Falcon took me about 40 hours of build time.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Did you see the set for the new Batman Batcave?
Yeah.
That came out. Oh, I love Michael Keaton Batman stuff.
Yeah.
And that whole Batcave looks awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, damn
Greg's
it.
like, damn, son of a, I
I
cashed in all my stuff.
Yeah, I just bought 6 months of Legos I'm going to do in a week.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, I probably will pass on that one.
Yeah, it felt like if that was a Star Wars set, I feel like you probably would have sprung for it, but...
Yeah. I try and stay Star Wars centric. And in general, I play I Star Wars centric ships.
Yeah. You have to. Otherwise, it gets out of control.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's already out of control.
It's already out of control. But
it gets more out of control.
yeah. And then occasionally there's like a fun other thing like Voltron. Had to have Voltron.
Oh, yeah, because freaking Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Or like Ecto 1.
Well, then you have your other ones. Yeah, Ecto 1, the Viper, the dropship. You have some epic non-Star Wars.
Yeah. Things I just had to have.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah.
I
you know,
get
it's really funny is I regret not double ordering the Eagle 5.
Really?
I really wish that I had one. You know, I still have the instructions. I just
Yeah.
need to
Yeah,
order
you
the
just got to go
parts
through
again.
the effort of buying all the pieces.
Yeah. You know, maybe I'll build one in a different color.
No. Don't do that.
Yeah, shut up. What do you know?
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Why
'cause
would you do that?
you have that one? If I built the same thing, it's not special for you.
Why does it have to be special for me? It's your Lego set. If you built one for you.
I was going to say, it's because that's something I did for you.
Oh, you're saying it wouldn't be special for me. It would be just another Greg Lego
Yeah.
thing.
It's like if I had one too, it's like, no.
Dude, I buy two things all the time.
Yeah. Or like the poster.
Yeah.
When I got
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I got two.
Yeah, no issues. No issues buying two things of Greg would love one of these, but I also really want one. So
Fair.
Add to cart. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Okay. Well, so outside of that, I know you've been watching. You're way more caught up on shit than I am.
Yeah, I yes, and I've been wandering from thing to thing. Like, what was the last Star Trek that ended? Strange New Worlds? No,
It's
no,
Picard.
it was Picard. So when Picard ended, Paramount Plus just said, "Hey, thanks for watching Picard. You should be watching this." I'm like, yeah, whatever. I couldn't get to the remote fast enough. Started watching, couldn't turn it off. Rabbit Hole.
I've heard about
It's
it.
like rabbit/hole. Holy shit, is that good?
Who's in that?
Kiefer Sutherland
That's it.
and the doctor from Alien 3. He's been in other stuff. He played Old Man Lannister in Game of Thrones. I can never remember his name, the actor's name.
Yeah.
But he's the doc. He'll always be the doctor from Alien 3.
Yeah.
In my eyes. But anyway, holy shit, is that really good? Because it's an awesome conspiracy show. But
Kiefer Sutherland in a conspiracy show?
I know, but here's the thing.
He's kind of gotten typecast in that now.
Here's the thing. It actually had an arc and everything tied together and everything made sense and came together well. A lot of times the issue, like I get bored with those conspiracy shows because it just spins out of control and it's like the writers just started writing and they had no idea where
And
it
I
was
would
going.
have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for
and they just had
kids and
they
the dog.
they had no idea where it was going, and then by the end of it, everything just sort of wraps up. Well, obviously, brr, where the fuck did that come from? This is really well done. I love the show. Absolutely awesome. You need to watch it. So rabbit hole. So rabbit/hole, rabbit/hole, just rabbit hole. I don't
www.rabbit
rabbit/hole. Yeah.
.org.
On Paramount Plus. Got to watch that one. I'm almost through because I think they're being released. They're actually being released weekly. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 5.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I loved that show
this
far.
is the last. I think it was the last season.
That's what I've heard.
They're ending it here, and they are doing such a good job with it.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job of fast forwarding into the future, and maintaining where they're at in the past. So
if you don't do that right, that confuses the viewer.
Yeah, The Witcher can go fuck itself. I'm saying this show is doing it in such a way where you are going to walk away from the show without any question. I wonder what happens to those characters next. No, they're
Wrapping it all.
they're ending the entire character storyline for you. It's brilliant how they're doing it.
So, similarly, I am on the last couple episodes, just waiting for them to release, like the last 2 of Ted Lasso.
Haven't started, but yeah, that's good.
The one we watched last night, there was this whole thing where, so you know the premise of it.
Mm-mm.
He's a college football coach from Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
That gets hired by a British soccer team. And he goes over, and he's never coached soccer, but he like takes the job or whatever. So he goes over and has to learn soccer. He brings his assistant coach with him, and it's just freaking hilarious. It's all based off of a character that Jason Sudeikis did for a commercial a few years ago, and he wanted to tell more story from this character, and he's just like this super nice guy. And so it's all this drama and everything around this soccer team, and one of the characters gets found out that he's gay, and it's all this drama. It's halftime in this soccer match, and they've been on a streak, but now like they're not doing good the first half of the game, and he comes out and he starts telling this thing. It's like, yeah, growing up in Kansas City, and he's just talking. It's like, yeah, it's like when I was a kid, my a really good friend of mine was a Denver Bronco fan. And in Kansas City, it's like, we can't help that he likes a shitty football team, even though they won't like him. So for 2 years in a row, they're in the Super Bowl, and he's at his house, and he's eating a whole thing of 7-layer dip by himself because nobody will come and hang out with him to watch the Super Bowl. And then he like takes this shit, like he did like $9,000 in damage to this toilet after taking this. And he does this whole analogy, but he's talking about things in Kansas City and how the people of Kansas City are like about football and the Chiefs. And I'm just watching going, preach, buddy, preach.
So
it's a terrible analogy.
Refresh my memory. You're from Kansas City?
Shut up.
I never knew that about you.
Hey, and you in freaking Wisconsin, who knew?
Dude, I almost never mention Wisconsin. Occasionally when someone mentions beer and or cheese.
Yeah, you talk about Milwaukee, and during football, you talk about Green Bay as much as I talk about Chiefs.
During football, yeah. Outside of football, like when it's not football season, you bring up Kansas City way more often.
Well, and generally no, but right now we're planning a conference there.
Yeah, so it happens.
Which, by the way, I think officially announced today at the airing of this.
Oh yeah, because it's
supposed to go out.
Hopefully
now.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say anything because it's been supposed to have been announced.
Yeah.
Fuck. Twice a week for the past month.
I tell you what, that officially goes out. That's what we should do a whole segment on.
All day long. We will 100% do that.
Yeah, that'll be good. So back to the shows though. Like what else you've been watching?
So
you got Rabbit Hole. I talked about Ted Lasso.
Maisel, A Man Called Otto. It's a movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that.
I almost watched it on the plane.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's take Gran Torino with Dirty Harry and take out all of the racism. It's really good. And they figured out how they packed it full of heartstrings and then they just plucked each one of them one by one. It's like, hey, how many different heartstrings can we put in here?
Ding, ding, ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding.
and then hey, we're gonna put in this kind of ding, and then this character, and then ding, and then by the way, they have this condition, ding, and then and
nice.
It's great. And then also another fun one on HBO Max, White House Plumbers.
Okay.
With Woody Harrelson is in it. It's about the Watergate break-in.
Oh yeah, I saw an ad for that.
It's absolutely, it's frightening is really what it is, but it's great. I think it's like the first episode. Their intro is like, oh yeah, no names have been changed because no one is innocent. everyone in the following depicted in the following show was found guilty of something at some point in time.
Jeez. That reminds me. So I
Do you?
I've been
Do you?
catching.
Really?
Yeah, I've been catching up with Walking Dead.
Okay.
Because I like
That show's still in the air?
Yeah. Well, it's I guess, but it not because it's with the pandemic and then shooting problems and everything else. It basically this last season has been happening in 3 acts.
Okay.
So I'm finishing up Act 2 and getting ready to go into Act 3, and so that'll be finished up. Although I know that there's like 2 spinoffs.
Oh yeah, there's the one because there's one in L.A.
Well, they had like Fear the Walking Dead that was
Fear
in
of the
LA.
Walking Dead. Yep, there's that. One.
But there's going to be, I think, 2 new spinoffs having to do with the characters from the original.
Still Afraid of the Walking Dead, and
Yeah.
okay.
Like, Walking Dead's not so bad anymore. You know, like, yeah, most of them are rotting and easy to kill.
Coming to grips with the Rotting Dead.
Yeah.
House hunting with the Rotting Dead.
So, anyway, while I'm watching that, speaking of a show that's wrapping up, while I've been watching that, there's been a lot of commercials for Lucky Hank. Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, okay. I have not seen any of these yet.
Yeah, I meant to text you to say, hey, have you heard about this thing? Because it looks like it's kind of in that Saul, I'm Nobody movie. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Saul and Nobody were different.
yeah, but it seems like it's kind of like a blend of those.
He's either like a fast talking, Michael Scott kind of character, or he's an action hero, fucking John Wick badass.
Yeah, I think it's the more like comedic tomfoolery of one combined with the other.
Interesting. Okay.
Like closing the doors because the cat's meowing.
Yeah.
That's Dexter. He likes to be. Nobody's playing with me.
I'm home alone. I got a cat that does that too.
Yeah.
Just absolutely no reason. Just sitting there watching TV and it's like, rah! You're like, what the hell, cat?
Yeah. That's fun.
No, it's not. It's annoying.
Oh. Did you ever watch The Bear?
The Bear.
The Bear. It starring, oh God, what's his name? Jeremy Allen White. He's from Shameless. He was lit. I think it's lit.
I don't think I have watched The Bear. What's it about?
It's this Michelin chef, this guy, a very famous chef that worked at restaurants like in New York, whatever, goes back to Chicago and takes over his brother's business. His brother had a Italian beef place in Chicago, very famous, but it's a shithole in the wall, whatever, and all of the drama around his family and his life, because he went off and was like, nope, I'm going to be the chef there. And then now he's bringing back this Michelin chef and his desire to do this other stuff, but he's there making Italian beef. And this whole thing about
it's kind of an early days of Portillo's kind of thing.
No, it's like modern day, but it's like basically.
Oh
it's
yeah,
that
yeah. But the shitball Italian beef. Freaking,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's like imagine the inner struggles between the family and the drama and growing up with abuse and addictions and all of these things. It was very well received. Like very well rated show, and it was speculated that it was just like, oh yeah, this is like a one and done season, 10 episode kind of thing. Well, apparently season 2 comes out in June.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Which is interesting because it's also got Bob Odenkirk in it. Apparently, he wasn't in season 1. Apparently, he's in season 2.
That's fine.
Yeah,
there's a lot of characters, or a lot of shows don't have that character in season 1, and then they bring them in season 2, and boom, that's what the show needed.
Oh, I don't think the show needed anything. It was fucking amazing.
Well, now it's gonna be even more amazing.
It was one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, we're not going to stop watching this now. This is what we're going to do until like the show's done or we die. It was that good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, and now you've just sprinkled a little bit of Bob Odenkirk onto it, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's outstanding.
I raise you the Star or I see your Star Wars universe and I raise you Mandalorian. That's what that is.
We're getting close.
To what?
Ahsoka.
Yeah. And actually, you were talking about Star Wars earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I should look this up. So because you said what was
talking about Star Wars.
What Star Trek? You were talking about Star Trek. You said
Star Trek.
You asked
Strange New Worlds.
Yeah,
because that's coming out soon. That's like
I think it was last night.
Really? No.
Yeah. Strange New World Season 2 release date. Oh, I was off by a month and a day. It's June 15th. Yeah, so it's in 1 month away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pronounced noise.
Noise.
What else? I know we don't talk about it because I know it's not your show, but I'm on the last few episodes of the final season of Flash. That's going away.
It's comic book, right?
Yeah, DC. DC Universe.
I hear good things. I just don't
it's
care.
It's really good.
That's fine.
I'm
not denying any
it's
of that.
It's that CW verse.
I've heard really good things about the CW verse.
Yeah.
a
There's a lot of campiness in it. A lot of this.
Don't care.
It's like, some of the sets are like, hey, when they slam that door, the whole wall shakes. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. Things like that. But it's some of it's a little campy, cheesy, but really good acting, good characters. There's been calls for the guy, and I forgot his name, the guy that plays Flash on the show.
Mm-hmm.
There's calls for him to take over the Flash role in the DC movie universe.
Which would be stupid to not do that. Or you would be stupid to not do that.
Yeah. But, like, how do you do that and not bring that whole cast over? And then it's just not the same thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I bet you could do it.
Yeah.
I bet you could do it.
At the end of the day, there's a lot of actors that could play that part really well.
Why not use the actor that is playing it really well?
Well, because he's freaking loony and he's the one that like kidnapped somebody. And
Well, no, not him. I mean the other one.
Oh,
the TV show one.
I don't know.
It's like our conversation from the other week with the Disney Plus Star Wars shows. Promote from within. Why recast movie Flash when TV Flash is doing a great job?
Well, because the stories and the development and the side character, it'd be like
you don't want to drag around the story baggage that comes with TV Flash going into movie Flash.
Yeah.
So you're saying that TV Flash isn't canon?
Well, they do a lot. Okay, here you could do it, but okay. So those stories, specifically in the Flash, they talk a lot about the multiverse. There's infinite worlds. In fact, there was a season segment that's Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that, and you could just carry him over and say, oh yeah, now he's here from this other universe and he's trapped here, so now he fits into this canon as opposed to that other storyline. They could do that. Here's the problem with it.
Okay.
Because Flash time travels through the Speed Force, they've already established his future in the universe he's in.
Yeah, but there could be other. I mean, that he could be another multiverse. That's how multiverses work.
Maybe if you took it into the show and introduced that there was multiple of him and he went off to do the other, maybe.
Listen here,
I just
nerd.
think there's a lot of baggage to it.
Listen here, nerd. I think you just stop overthinking it.
What the fuck? Fuck you. And you're listening here, nerd.
Stop overthinking it. It's fine.
Whatever. Things happen. Shit. Whatever. So, hey, we're coming up on an hour.
That's not too bad.
You got shit to do. I got shit to do.
There's shit been doing.
And so this weekend, Fast 10 opens.
It does.
And I think, from what I understand, they're breaking Fast 10 into Part 1 and Part 2, which I don't understand why they didn't just make it 10 and 11, but whatever.
Because they didn't want to get ridiculous. No, I haven't seen. I haven't seen Fast 9. Am I going to be lost if I go into Fast 10?
No. I'll sum it up.
No is the answer.
Fast cars, planes, explosions.
Yeah, but Fast 9's the one where they went into space. Isn't it 9? Yeah, 9. They went into space in 9. In a Fiaro. You didn't see it either. Will you be lost?
I'm pretty sure I saw Fast 9.
I don't think you did. If you don't remember them going into space. Yeah, that's. Don't you remember?
Okay, yeah, actually, I want to leave on one thing. So,
Okay.
Are you planning on seeing Guardians 3? Because I saw Guardians while I was in London.
I really want to. I do want to see Guardians 3. I want to see Guardians. I want to see Fast. And there was like one. Oh, Oppenheimer. We got some time on that. We got some time on that one.
Yeah.
But on the list of movies coming out in 2023, it's a short list.
So,
and I really want to see.
This is not a plot point. This is not a spoiler. I don't think it is. But there's one thing about Guardians. Since we're talking about Fast and Vin Diesel's in Fast, I want to throw this out there because it is. So
Okay.
Here's the thing: at the end of the movie, they're all sitting there talking, and Groot, who is, I am Groot.
Yep.
The whole thing with I am Groot is that's the only thing he ever says, except for once you hear him say we are Groot.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of at the end of Guardians 3, they're talking, and he goes, I love you guys. And it's Vin Diesel's voice, whatever. It's, I really love you guys. And saw a discussion on this, and it's that the difference is, because at one point in the movie, I think somebody goes, all he ever says is I am Groot. You understand what he says? He says, yeah, you don't. And I think what's been confirmed is that it's not that Groot finally said something else. It's that as a viewer, you
can finally hear.
You finally understand what he's saying.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's like, I love you guys. So now you understand what Groot says.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we'll have to see. Anyway, all that said, start out big thank you, especially this one for the opening pre-credit thing, Dave Martin.
DemoDavePro.com.
Don't forget to check him out. Check out us on our website, rumandnerdy.com. That's rumandnerdy.com.
Social media is at rumandnerdy, also AND.
And you can email us too at show@rumandnerdy.com. And tell us, as Dave did this week, tell us some suggestions for numbered things, shows to talk about, Lego sets we don't give enough credit to.
Maybe you have a better idea for the 19 intro.
Yeah.
Or the 20 intro. Or anything between 21 and 42.
Let us know. Reach out to us. All that said, thank you very much for listening. We love you.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
There's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
There it is, there it is, there it is.
I know. I can't seem to get over to the left, honey. I'll try next time. Sorry. We'll get out of this jam in a minute. Kids, Big Ben, Parliament again. Kids.
We know, Big Ben.
Parliament.